He's the general manager of the Arizona Cardinals. Steve Keim, kind enough to make some time for us on this Friday morning, a little bit earlier in Arizona than it is here in New York City. Steve, welcome to the program. How are you, buddy?
Oh, good, Mike. How you doing?
Doing great. Appreciate a few moments of your time. And on Monday night, you were spending a few moments of your time, I assume, watching the 49ers-Falcons game. Tell us about the emotional roller coaster you were on, from the onside kick recovered by the Falcons to the pick six that was returned by the 49ers to win that game for San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. You thought for a minute there, wow, this is really going to happen. Atlanta was going to pull it out, and Matty Ice was going to make a big throw and score a touchdown, and we were going to have an opportunity to control our own destiny. And then, obviously, the pick was awful, deflating. But that's the game, and you have to face adversity each week, and that's what we've done this season, and how we've turned around the organization and had some success.
And you still have a chance to make it to the postseason. If the Saints lose at home to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and if the Cardinals can beat the 49ers, you'll make it. But setting that aside, if you do, let's say you win and the Saints win and you're 11-5 on the outside looking in, how frustrated are you by the way the NFL currently is designed, where lesser teams can win a bad division and get a home playoff game, and you guys, the third best team in by far the best division in the NFL, doesn't get a chance to compete for a championship?
Well, I think that, it would obviously be disappointing, but at the same time, I think you could probably find a flaw in most every system. You look at NFL, NCAA football. I mean, there's always a flaw that people complain about. The way I look at it is to get better as an organization, to create sustainable success out here, we have to self-evaluate. And to me, it starts with what went wrong, how do we fix it? And we had 5 opportunities to make sure that we were in the playoffs, and we didn't capitalize on those opportunities. With 11-point lead that we blew in the fourth quarter, week 1 to St. Louis, down the line to the 4 other losses to the Saints, Niners, Hawks, and Philly. With turnovers and that sort of thing. So if we took care of business on our end, we would already be in the playoffs. So to me, you can't look at the big picture and gripe and complain. You have to try to focus on how you can get better.
Talking to Steve Keim, Arizona Cardinals general manager. Now, defensive end Calais Campbell has proclaimed the Cardinals are the best team in the NFC. Setting aside records and outcomes and potholes and any issues you've had when it comes to winning enough games to get in, do you believe that the Cardinals are the best team in the NFC?
Well, let me say this. I love the confidence that Calais exudes. You want that out of your players. And I could tell you, after the week 1 loss or the week 3 loss to the Saints, that wouldn't have come out of many guys' mouths in our locker room. But because of the confidence and the swagger that Bruce Arians has instilled in our football team, these guys are playing at an all-time high, and they feel like they can beat anybody. And that's a little bit of the mojo that we had in our locker room in 2008 when we were 9-7 and got hot and went to the playoffs and obviously went ultimately to the Super Bowl. To me, that's when you ride the emotional roller coaster like that, how you get better as a team, and when guys believe in each other, you certainly have a chance to succeed.
Your first-year head coach, Bruce Arians, has said that you should be named the Executive of the Year. Here's your chance to return the favor. Is Bruce Arians the Coach of the Year in the NFL for the second straight year?
There's no question in my mind. And when you look at all of the roster transactions, over 192 transactions since January, 11 of 22 new starters, 28 of 53 new players, and he got this team to gel and come together and play at a high level. To me, I don't know that anybody's done as much as he's done with a new group, a group that he's had to, learn the new system, which Bruce has a complex offense. And he's not only made young players play well, like Tyrann Mathieu, Andre Ellington, he's gotten some older players to rejuvenate their career, like John Abraham. Carson Palmer's played at a high level multiple weeks. So in my mind, Bruce Arians is absolutely the Coach of the Year.
And if you agree with Cardinals GM Steve Keim, you can cast your ballot at danpatrick.com. That's today's poll question, Coach of the Year. We've got 6 options for you. Now, moving forward, Steve, regardless of what happens down the stretch, what's the biggest piece of the puzzle that you believe the Cardinals are missing in order to not just be 11-5, but be 11-5 and get to the playoffs?
You know what? I think we need to probably strengthen our offensive line from top to bottom. The guys have gelled and come together nicely. Larry Zerline and Harold Goodwin have done a great job with them. But at the same time, I think that we could certainly improve our talent at multiple positions up front, become a more physical offensive line, and be able to continue to create balance, being able to run the football and throw the ball effectively as well.
Looking back on your first year as GM, what would you say is the most important move that you made in the offseason, getting ready for the team that you now have?
Just from the last few years that we've struggled is probably acquiring Carson Palmer. Carson, people can say what they want. He's had one of his best years statistically. He has turned the ball over from time to time, as we all know, but sometimes the hidden parts to that people don't understand is receivers running the wrong routes, running at the wrong depth, guys from an offensive line standpoint having a poor day with protection. If you give Carson Palmer time to stand tall in the pocket and make the throws downfield, he still has tremendous accuracy, ball placement, and touch.
You mentioned getting Carson Palmer, and that was something that was unexpected at the time. The year before that, the Cardinals were one of the teams in the running for Peyton Manning. How close did the Cardinals come to getting Peyton Manning?
You know what? I think it was pretty close, and I think a lot of it had to do with Ken Wisenhunt's relationship with Peyton. It'd be interesting to see how things would have turned out if we would have gotten Peyton. He's certainly been a great player and done a great job in Denver. Well,
things have turned out very well for you so far. We wish you all the best this weekend and going forward. Thanks for some time, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
Thanks, Mike. Happy holidays.
All right, thanks, you too. Steve Keim, Cardinals general manager.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.